Hey, how are you doing? Let's see how osteoporosis relates to fractures. We know that a fracture, and in particular a hip fracture, is an important burden, both for the sufferer and for his relatives and carers. And let us not forget the significant health cost, which is also very considerable. In the future, these healthcare costs will, of course, grow as the population ages. But before we go into the future, let's look back to better understand the current relationship between osteoporosis and fractures. In the mid-1980s, osteoporosis was diagnosed after a bone fracture. A new definition based on low bone mineral density was introduced in the mid-1990s, opening the door to drug treatment. And the use of risk calculators extended this practice. The rationale behind this approach is that fractures are related to bone fragility, which is measurable and can be improved with drugs. Of course, no one disputes this. The stronger a bone is, the more difficult it will be to break. The problem is to deduce from this that it is a good idea to look for patients with a low bone density and treat them to prevent fractures, particularly hip fractures. This is simply a leap of faith, because most of these fractures cannot be attributed to osteoporosis. In addition, the tools used to calculate risk have doubled the number of candidates for drug therapy. And yet hip fractures are decreasing in relative terms. Therefore, pharmacotherapy alone does not seem to be a good plan, because it only achieves a very marginal reduction of hip fractures, less than 1%, and all this, with two major drawbacks. The first is the great psychological burden, unnecessary, which is to label at risk of fracture. Many people are scared and stop participating in activities for fear of falling. Just think about how we would react if we were told that we have fragile bones, right? The second drawback is the adverse effects of medication, such as gastrointestinal problems, or more serious ones, such as atypical fractures of the femur, or osteonecrosis of the jaw. In any case, pharmaceuticals should not be considered as a single strategy, because there are other aspects that have much greater influence on preventing hip fractures, such as preventing falls, promoting certain exercises, eating healthfully, or avoiding tobacco. If you want to know more about this topic, I leave you in the description the link. And if you want to prevent falls in the elderly, click on the link above. Until the next video.